Listen, I'm not a flat earther. I'm not a round earther. Actually, what I am somebody who has left the cult of science. I have left the mega church of science, because what I have now realized is that science, what it is actually, is a pagan faith. You think those people are atheists? No, they are the most faithful to the church of science. They are the most faithful to the church of Satan. Like, they are, forget it. You know, they're like, this is it. Whatever my media person tells me to do, I'm going to trust because I believe in the science. But the science is now a faith, and it's killing people. But anyway, so I was thinking, you know, why tell these lies?
So what did science defeat? What did they defeat in 1600, 1700? What did they really overtake? You tell me, you know the history. Church. Okay. So if they admitted after 200 years, oops, the earth is not round, it's actually flat, what would be the first thing people would go back to?
Do you think people would still follow science, or do you think they would go back to the church?
Science would be destroyed. It would be the worst day they could ever possibly have, admitting that they were wrong about this.
People would go back to the Bible and say, oh, look, It could be literally true now. The evidence is overwhelming that the earth is in the center of the universe. Overwhelming.
We more believe that it's the basement of the universe. The earth is everything, the mass that everything goes around. So then everything else above us is celestial and smaller and here for us.
And we think we got real smart and figured out actually it's the opposite. And it looks like it's flat, but it's just because it's so big, it's actually curved. And it feels like it's stationary, but it's actually moving. And the sun looks like it's moving, but it's actually stationary. The sun and the moon look like they're the same size, but they're actually vastly different sizes. I don't buy into that, and I went and tested the earth. It's not curving. What was fought over through all of history? Land and resources. That's the number one thing fought over in all of history, okay? If you were a powerful group of people and you decided, look, we'll tell everyone else there's no more land. We'll give them a finite little distance. There's nothing else to explore. We've explored it all for you. No reason for you to go anywhere. We'll create boundaries. We won't let them freely even go from country to country, much less out to where they would see more land. Boom, there's no more land. You guys stay there. Then they have all the land, all the resources to themselves. That right there is ample motive to lie. If you're a powerful group of people, you know there's more land and resources, but you make sure everyone else doesn't know that, you're way more powerful. In fact, you can have entire different civilizations with more advanced technology, cleaner systems. They would never know anything about it. It's another big part of the reason that they lied, by the way, is there's an ether. There's an energy field that you can tap into. Tesla told us, the government came in and took all of Tesla's work, right? Like 70% of it. And Tesla said that he had figured out exactly what free energy was, how to get it. You can just tap into it directly all around you. There's an ether. It's called ether physics. They threw the ether out to keep the heliocentric model. They replaced it with Einstein, who said there was no ether. And they're keeping that from us. Now imagine if everyone knew there was an ether, or the next Nikola Tesla, who's in 3rd grade and is obsessed with electrons, learns about the ether. We would have already had free energy across the world. I mean, in fact, the government does have it because Tesla already told us that he created it and they came and took it. That right there shows you why they're lying. They're lying because there's an energy field all around us that you can tap into. We don't need fuel. We don't need electrical grids. We don't need any of that. You would have to agree. If there was a lot more land and there was a sinister group of people that wanted to control you, which is evident that exists, if they drew a circle around you like the Hunger Games and said you can't leave your little playpen, that obviously makes them way more powerful, right? Like way more powerful, because they can monitor you. They know exactly where you're going. You've removed innovation and exploration. You just have a group of slaves sitting here consuming fuel and killing each other and eating toxins and not exploring anywhere. There's many reasons to lie, because also if the earth is in the center and stationary, someone created it. Someone put it here. And when people believe in a creator, they're much harder to rule. It's much easier to rule an atheist or a nihilist because they don't think there's a purpose. When you have something to live for, you have a purpose. I don't answer to the government, I answer to God. They hid the creator. They said we were a tiny speck of dust flying in the universe randomly.
Not everybody can be a robot polisher.
I definitely believe the moon landing was faked. I had no coming back for me. It just, I don't know, it's always seemed cartoonish to me. One of those things I was like, this just sounds really dumb. Like, honestly, that's how I trust my gut. Don't even get me started. The moon landing didn't happen. I don't care if you agree with me or not. It just didn't. The moon landing is like the Easter Bunny for adults. And people grew up with their little NASA's dolls and they're attached to it and they need to believe it happened because they needed to believe in America greatness. And no, it didn't happen. But anyways,